We have ourselves two videos in one day. Why would that be? Well, if you watched the first video today, then you know why I am checking back with you just to give you an update. And if you have not yet watched the video from earlier today, I believe the title is $19,750 mistake made live, something of that nature. Watch that video before you watch any further of this because we're going to get into that huge mistake right here and right now. So here we go. So GLD, this was the big mistake that I made earlier today. I was waiting for it to get a 240 handle. It got that. And live on the air, I bought calls. Not just any calls. I bought, let's see here. Hold on. Stay with me. I bought calls. I bought these calls right here at what time? It was 11:41 a.m. Central Daylight Time, and the huge mistake I made, and I knew it at like right when I clicked off the video, there was something in my head that said, "Go back and check that GLD again," because why in the world was 50 contracts so inexpensive if I was buying leaps out until January of 2026? Well, that's because you were buying GLD call options that expire today. Wow, wow, wow. So I spent $19,750 to have the right to buy 5,000 shares of GLD at $237. What's the math on that? It's a lot. It's like over 1.2 million. Let's be specific. 5,000 shares. Yeah, 1.185 milli. I could have coughed up and bought those at 237, which, hey, that sounds like a good deal, right? When it's currently trading now over 241. But then if you look, so what time was that? 11:41. Okay, we spent $19,750 for it, and then at 11:44, I sold them closed for a $500 profit. I snuck by with the skin of my chinny chin there. Oh boy, what in the world is going on? Just sorry, I'm getting distracted by a trade I just or a purchase I just made that of course is still going downtown the Chinatown, and I thought it was done. We'll talk about that in just a moment. So that was the big mistake. I bought 0 day to expiration calls, spent $19,750 on that, and then 3 minutes later I sold them closed for a $500 profit. I figured that I could just sell them closed and probably lose $250 or so. I had no idea I'd make $500. And then I immediately turned around and I bought two tranches of actual leaps, 10 contracts each. So you see, that was the mental trigger. Obviously, I wasn't bright enough to catch it at the time because 50 cost me $19,750. It should have been way more than that for a leap. And you can see that because essentially I bought 20 contracts, two different tranches, and spent about 50,000 for that. So I do have 240 leaps 2026, spent 23,300, and then I also went down a strike which was to 235, so nicely in the money. And of course those are going to cost you more, or me, and I spent $26,100 on that. And then I was also talking about in the previous video, if GDX gets back down here on the RSI to around a zero, can we move that just a bit? Yeah. And what did it, or under 10 is what I was looking for. And it got down to around we'll call it, I think it was around 5 at the time, but we'll call it around 5 or 6 on the RSI. And so I went ahead and I did buy, I played that with the GDXU, which is a 3 times bull on gold miners. So I bought 1,000 shares at 41.62, and it's currently trading at 42.84. And aftermarket's up 10 more cents, 42.94. Suddenly got very excited. So that's a nice little purchase there. And then I bought another 1,000 shares of AGQ at 38.38. AGQ 38.72 currently. So got a few dollar bills there. And then I just bought this TMF. I'm afraid to look at it because I know it's lower than that 51.78 that I paid. TMF 51.75. So not horrible. Not horrible. We'll roll that into tomorrow, knowing that if our thesis is right, we should see some signs of TLT bottoming. Didn't you just do this like last week or the week before and lost money? Yes, but don't tell anybody. So let's take a look. First, let's go to the big board, see where are we at. We are definitely off the lows of today. In fact, we are at, give it a second to catch up. Should be over, yeah, I was going to say, it should be over 2250 and it's 2255. So right now, ending the day at 14,460 dollar bills down and another 1822 after hours. So this happened today. We talked about it earlier, but look, it got up and stayed through the number we are looking for immediate bullish feelings on the S&P 500. I did not put a trade on. I'm still and I know it's probably going to be the trigger point for it to go up tomorrow's economic numbers. But I got so much, I've taken on so much this week as far as the portfolio is concerned. I may just let this one ride. I think I was going to play it with U Pro. Can I buy that 24 hours? A U and the Pro, which is is it a 2 times bull? I think it's a 2 times bull on the S&P. Come on, intranet. You can do it. 3 times. 3 times leveraged bull. And it was already up 2% today. Yep, indeed. I don't think I can buy that right now. I don't think I can. So the SPY, same scenario there. That's what we were gonna. Because a lot of people don't have SPX in their accounts. Like for instance, Robinhood, you can't trade SPX. It's cash settled daily. So SPY, someone would want to see that. So that's why I put this up there, and it did. It's showing exactly what we just looked at on the SPX. Next is silver. It didn't exactly do what we thought at the end. It stayed right within our trading range that we were watching closely to see which one is challenged first. I think it's going to be, hope it's going to be, and do honestly think it's going to be up here, the 31 challenge. But I thought it would be closer today. I thought we'd be around this grid mark here around 30.80, and we're at, as you see, 30.48. But still Super Bowl on precious metals. Bitcoin, look at that. I told you I was going to put this box in here, and it's right on the top of that box. And I imagine overnight and into tomorrow, we're going to see it trickling down through here. We set the minimum at 60,800. We almost have that already. It's at 60,966, but all the way down to 58 is the thesis. Now, I've been wrong a lot lately on Bitcoin, but I've called this one. What's today, Wednesday? Did I call it Monday or last Friday? That we are in an ABC, and it looks like it's playing out exactly like that. And we had this here, you see. Moving on over a little. And actually into the box. Out there. For the C. So we'll be watching for that. GLD, we were just looking for that 240 handle. Got it. It never did a lot today, but it did close above where we bought our GLD leaps at. So we got that going for us. I talked about GDX hitting that the RSI of under 10. It did so we bought GDXU, and then the TLT. I am making this call right here, local bottom, and then our next moves are up. We did get immediate bingo, bango, bongo, but it fell off from there. You can't expect it to go up in a straight line, but I didn't think it would close on a red candle. but it did. So I'll be considering my stops on that. Probably put my stop, whatever on the TMF, whatever the equivalent is to this number. So I'll do that math off the air so you don't fall asleep. But this thing's going to the moon. This time we're going to be right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey there. So that's what's happening right here and right now. Second update of the day explaining the big snafu, the La Poupou snafu. All's well that ends well. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will likely see you again tomorrow. Like, subscribe, comment, share with a lovable friend. See you in the next video.